Hi, this is Becca from masterprocrastinator.com. Today I'm going to show you the new Cricut Scoring Wheel. This is going to be a great tool for anybody who felt like the original scoring stylus wasn't giving them the depth of folds that we needed. So I purchased off of HSN the material kit for the scoring wheel as well as the scoring wheel combo. And I was really impressed with the materials that came in this kit. This one isn't wanting to focus because of the acetate, but there are clear acetate sheets. There is also this bundle of glitter cardstock, which is a really smooth glitter paper, and you can see there are a few colors here in pastels. It also comes with a foil poster board sampler with some pretty great colors there. And this was probably my favorite, actually, was the foil embossed paper. It's all in these kind of rosy tones, but there are different prints, a stripe and a flower and little starbursts and some filigree type pattern. Like I said, I also got the scoring wheel combo pack. I didn't fully understand this when I purchased it, but the scoring wheel actually has two different tips. So you get the extra tip, and then you get the main housing. And when you unpack the main housing, you'll see here that it's like the rotary blade that comes with the Cricut Maker. So it has that kind of crankshaft top, and then it has the different tip there at the bottom. And in the pack, you get the scoring wheel and the double scoring wheel, and I'll have a link to another video that talks about those two different options. Installing the scoring wheel in your Cricut Maker is very simple. I store mine here with the gear side towards the machine and the bends to keep it from wobbling around a lot, but it goes in the B tool slot just like your rotary blade or the knife blade does, and you just pull that gear or that lever to loosen the tool sheath. And then because you're using the crankshaft in this one, you put the gear side back, and you can just hold on to that plastic cover and fold the sheath back in and lock it into place. And it's in, it's good to go. And we're ready to tackle our first project with the scoring wheel. So when you log into Design Space, if you want to look for something that is optimized for these new scoring wheels, go to Insert an Image, and I like to go to the cartridge search, and you can search for scoring. And I'm going to choose this 3D gift box here because it looks like it could be a cool, fun project. Place that onto my canvas, make sure that it is sized the way I want it to, which is to take up as much of that 12 by 12 paper as possible. And once it is all sized up, then I will go to Make It. And once you have it here in Make It, we'll go to Continue, and we'll select the machine that we're going to work with. Sometimes this takes a little longer than others depending on what your connection is like and how far away from your machine you are. But once it sets the machine, then you will be able to choose the material. Since this is my first time using this material, I'm going to go to Browse All Materials and search under Embossed. And you can take the time here if you want to tap on that little star on the right hand side to set it to one of your favorite materials, or just select it and hit Done. And then it's going to show you which tools are required. Since we are not using anything in Clamp A, we don't need anything there. But you'll see that it also tells you, based on the material that you've chosen, which one of the scoring wheels you need. And in this case, I need the single scoring wheel, which is why there's that picture of the scoring wheel with the number 1 next to it. And if your paper is already loaded, now is when you can go ahead and hit the Go button on the Cricut machine. And just like any other tool or cut or score before this new tool, it's going to sit there and detect to make sure that everything's nested in the clamps properly and everything's ready to go, and then it will begin your project. In this case, it's going to do the scoring first, and then as that finishes, we will replace the scoring wheel with the fine cut blade, so that it can cut out the actual box shape. I'm going to go ahead and show this whole process here just so you know what to expect as this project is scoring and cutting. I am going to speed it up just a little bit though, so you don't have to watch it at normal speed the whole way through. I will say from this point it took just over a minute and a half to complete the entire scoring and cutting of this box. So the cut is done. I'm going to peel away the extra paper, make sure that I have all the different parts here. So first, this little hexagon is going to be the bottom support of the box, and then I'll just peel this away carefully and trying not to rip any of these thinner connecting parts of the design. I love this paper. It is super easy to work with, and it feels like it's sturdy, so I'm not gonna just rip it or crease it when I don't want to. And I'm trying to show you the score lines here. It's a little bit easier to see from the back. If you've used the regular scoring stylus before, you know that it's sometimes hard, especially on these thicker patterned papers, to see and be able to easily crease the score line. But on this first try, the line is noticeably deeper, and which is why on the back of the paper you can see the crease even on the back of the paper. So it's really easy to find. What I do though in this case is, even though the score line is very visible, very easy to use, I do go ahead and pull out my bone folder to use to help make these folds even crisper. And the reason for that is because if you can make sure that those folds are super crisp, particularly in these 3D projects, it makes it look just a lot sharper and cleaner. And it's important when you have these very structural cuts. So I'm going to keep on folding here, and there are lots of folds in this particular box because you need to fold the sides, and then you need to fold the top, and then you need to fold each of the bottom pieces that tack into the bottom flap, and then you need to fold also the little tiny arrows on the last panel, because those are what will connect the box back around on itself. And here again, I'm going to speed it up just a little bit so that we can make this part go a little faster while you're viewing. Okay, everything's folded, and now it's time to assemble this. What I really like about this design is it has these slats that you push the arrow flaps into, which actually I found to be so much easier than just having a flap that you glue and that's it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the little arrow flap there and slide it into that slit. And what I discovered too is that it's a little bit easier if you work from the base fold out and just sort of start wrapping it around, as opposed to starting at this flap where I am now, the end of it, and working your way in. And this will, I think, help you keep a better hold on the project while you're trying to assemble it. Now that the bottom slats are all put together, we're going to close the box by putting the smaller tabs into the last side or panel of the box. This gets a little bit tricky. I also found in this case it made it easier when I folded some of the tops down flat so that I didn't have to try to reach so far into the bottom of the box to get those first tabs into the slots. And once you have each of these tabs in its place, you can just go back to each one and push it in just a little bit further. It'll make kind of a little clicking sound when it locks into those slots, and it'll keep it sturdier that way. And if you've never closed one of these types of gift boxes, it actually took me a minute to figure this out because I am not very spatially talented, but you fold each panel down, the next one on top of the other, and then you lift up the first of those little tabs and tuck it next to the last one, and that's how it stays closed and makes that little kind of petal or floral design there on the top. So this wraps up my first impressions of the new Cricut Scoring Wheel tool. I think it's going to be a great addition to the Cricut toolbox. You can check out my blog for some additional tips and links for using the tool. Thanks for watching and happy crafting!